Issue 4, Paul's letter to the Americans.
Right or wrong, I'll always love you.
The important thing is we change the ideas in this country, that we have sound money, balanced budget, live within our means, take care of ourselves, and protect civil liberties.
Ron Paul is the 74-year-old congressman from Texas's 14th district that abuts the Gulf of Mexico. He's a former flight surgeon in the Air Force, a libertarian by ideology, and a Republican by designation. Congressman Paul gained conspicuous public notice for his 2 presidential runs. He warned against interventionism and internationalism, and he urged fiscal restraint, arguing against the evils of big deficits and big debt. Paul is now back in vogue, probably due to the U.S. record deficit of, get this, $1.4 trillion, and a record debt of nearly $13 trillion, and a $1 trillion health care plan that a majority of Americans are against. Paul's exhortations to rein in debt are now GOP talking points. Paul is also credited for spurring America's newest political movement, Tea Parties. The Tea Party movement is not only alive, it's thriving. Tea Party is now polling ahead of the GOP. Senator Lindsey Graham is wrought up about Paul's impact on the Republicans. You have these Ron Paul guys show up and try to take over the party. They are not reflective of the Republican Party. I hope this serves as a wake-up call to Republicans. Here's how Paul responds to the Graham rap.
You know, the Republican Party isn't exactly the top party in the country right now, but I think Lindsey is giving me way too much credit.
Question, what does Senator Graham mean when he says, quote, Ron Paul guys are trying to take over the Republican Party? On a clue.
Well, there's some fratricide going on within the Republican Party because you have the far right running against the right in primaries, and the fear is, on the part of Lindsey Graham, is that the far right wins and can't then win statewide. You've got some Tea Party candidates who are popular, like Marco Rubio in Florida, but in Illinois, you've got the candidate that really has a shot to win, Ron Kirk, being nibbled to death by the Tea Parties. And so the Tea Party movement could end up being a big boon for Republicans, but it could blow up in their face as well.
Well, the Tea Party movement is centered on one main issue, and that is government spending. It's big government spending. It's the deficit. It's the debt. And those are the issues that Congressman Paul has been talking about for a very long time. It's exploded. Tea Party movement, the message is not just to the Democrats with big spending, it's also to big spending Republicans. And God bless Senator Graham, but I have to tell you, he represents the past. He represents Republicans that went along with a lot of Democrats' entitlement spending and all of the rest of it. That's why Republicans lost in 06 and 08. And what the Tea Party movement is doing, if the Republicans are smart enough to pay attention to the message, is smaller government, limited government, bring spending under control, and lower the tax burden.
Who galvanized the Tea Party?
Well, that's a good question about galvanization, because Ron Paul was one of them, but there are a number of people around the country with different Tea Parties. Yeah, Dick Armey was certainly one who, with his organization, has helped to fund buses and all this, bring people out. But you've got a lot of Tea Parties around the country. This is followers without real leaders. You don't have. They've got figureheads. Yeah, this is a true grassroots movement. They got figureheads. You know, Glenn Beck or Sarah Palin, who they like, but nobody has really taken real leadership here or real organization. What's happening here, though? We don't know how big the Tea Party movement is. We do know they've got a loud voice, and that they are working right now at the precinct level in the Republican Party to try to work their way up. But if they really become a significant force, I think we're going to start to see Democrats begin to listen to them.
John,
this hasn't happened yet.
You saw the Tea Party group basically in action twice in the last 2 or 3 years. One was for the anti-immigration reform thing, where they really took down the Kennedy, McCain, Bush immigration reform by a grassroots movement. The second was after the nomination of Sarah Palin, this enormous surge to McCain, huge crowds coming out when he couldn't get a couple of hundred people before then. It's an ad hoc, it's a very broad-based movement. I think it's even broader than simply economics. But what Paul
Don't forget Buchanan Brigades.
Well, Buchanan Brigades and Perotistas in 92 and the early 90s were the exact same things. This could be very important in the primaries. Now, Paul Ron Paul will do better. He's not going to be nominated, but he will do better than he did before if he runs again, because you'll get some of those folks. But right now, quite frankly, the one candidate who can get him better than anybody else is Miss Sarah Palin.
Who wins Massachusetts, Brown or Democrat Coakley?
Brown wins. The revolution is on.
Eleanor.
Coakley, the revolution is cut short.
I don't think so. Brown has 65% of independent votes. He wins.
Clarence.
Brown wins. Revolution's on for this year, but it'll be short-lived.
Brown wins. On Monday, remember to salute the great Martin Luther King as we do now. Bye-bye.